Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Emily.
Hey, we're here from Estero High School to host 2014's Government Day, so let's go.
As our city, we're proud of it, and we're glad that you're going to have the opportunity today to run this city. You're going to shadow some people who've taken time out of their day to make sure that you understand how a city is run, what the infrastructure looks like, and how it's more complicated than it looks like on the surface if we're doing it right. So when we do it right, it all runs well. All the folks in this room who are going to be with you today are personal friends of this city. They work with this city, and they make this city what it is. We're able to have some of our council members and the mayor. Let's take a quick look. If you have your booklet, let's take a quick look at the objectives and the agenda. Second page. All right. We're here, and we thank Principal Simmons. Let's give him a big hand. Where is he? Principal Simmons, those of you who haven't been in detention yet, get down and say hello. Thanks for being here today. Anything you'd like to say?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody in Bonita. The community and the city of Bonita has really been a fantastic city for Estero High School. And you truly do, you know, when you talk about community and school, Bonita really stands up for that. They really do. They've always welcomed us. They always do whatever they can to help Estero High School. And we really do appreciate that. And remember, when you get that shiny brand new high school down here, don't forget about us down there at Estero.
We're right on track for time. And we can't do this without a lot of people in the city sitting in this room, city manager, city attorney, all the folks who make the city run. And my personal friend, a guy I respect greatly, please welcome Mayor Ben Nelson. Come on up here.
This is coffee. Of a sort. Thank you very much. Look at you guys. Wow. Great group. So all of you are going with me. Let's go. One person. Who's going to be with me today? Raise your hand. Hi.
More bag.
Now we'll have fun. You guys have fun today. We're real proud of the city of Bonita Springs, the things we've been able to accomplish, the partners we've been able to have here. You're going to have a great time today, and it's pretty interesting for you. For us, we're like, it is a lot of work. Our staff does such great stuff. You're going to enjoy working with them, seeing what goes on here. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are a lot of things that go on here that we take for granted because we're here every day, that we need to be reminded by you that are important to you. So ask a lot of questions, have fun, and boy, let's thank you, Dr. Steve, for doing this. Excellent. Everybody give him a hand.
The objectives are pretty clear. We want you to have fun, ask a lot of questions. Most importantly, stay safe. Your safety and security is the most important thing to happen today. If you get in a vehicle, buckle up. If you're in a building you're not familiar with, find the exits. Ask lots of questions. This is your opportunity to run a city. We got Gunder and Ryan Lowen and Gunder Alden. Say hello to Mr. Fred Parton, Executive Director of Bonita Springs Utilities. Give him a hand. Good morning. Yay, Fred! Ed Patterson, Christine. Fred, you can take him if you're ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Okay, hi.
Where's Diane? Diane Lynn. Say hello to Diane. And we've got Victoria Stefani.
Hi, Victoria.
Okay. City Manager, Brianna. Where are you? Brianna. City Manager, Carl Schwing.
Hi, Brianna. How are you?
Great, how are you?
All right. You ready? All right.
Sarah Beestrom and Emily Cola. Say hello to Laura.
Good luck.
Rebecca Clark. Happy Clark and law enforcement. A lot of folks here.
Hi, I'm Clayton Simmons, the principal of Estero High School. First of all, I'd like to say I'd really like to thank the city of Bonita Springs. They really do put their money where their mouth is when I tell you about a community that really supports the school. You know, everything we've ever asked of Bonita, and they've always been there. They've made me feel welcome when I've been here for the principal meet and greet. They treat the school, they treat our students, they treat our staff very well. And I just want to thank them a lot for, working with us and with our leadership students and with our government day, and really working hard to show our students how the city works, and absolutely working in a partnership with the high school. We really do appreciate it, and thank you, Benita, for all you do for us.
See, the county's like willing to build a new library. Trying to figure out whether to design it like you.
Well, I'm taking the mayor here around, and we're going to show her what it's like to be an actual human being and do this job. And we're going to go around. I'm going to show her what I do all day in my regular life. Go down to where the business is and show them how you balance your personal life, your business life, along with your governmental life. I think that's really important because people should be involved. All kinds of different people should be involved in city government. And people are afraid of that. They don't think they can do it. If I can do it, they can do it. All right, see you later.
This is Brianna.
Hi.
So Brianna, what do you expect to learn today?
I expect to learn how the government is truly run and what it takes to be a city manager.
And she's articulate too. I love it.
We probably, I know.
Are they finished?
That's what we're doing. We're,
Yeah, I can tell.
And we also put lighting here, which is like snowflakes.
yeah. Oh, sure, they got that on.
Hopefully there's no audio.
So you don't really use your arms at all. You would just kind of go up to the door near the lock. I know, but you just swing and let this do it, and it would just pop it right open. But for an outward swinging door, which most
Those are tough.
Have you ever kicked down a door?
no, we
Now
never
see,
kick
that's
doors.
movies.
And that's,
I just
No.
want to get my facts straight.
It was huge, and he kicked the door.
Huge.
He had a guy inside with a knife.
6'4".
He said he was going to kill all of us.
He's huge.
And
He's walking up he's got his gun on his side. Okay.
Hi, now we're here at the district substation with Lieutenant Prespolewski. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're teaching the students here at Government Day?
yeah, what we're doing, we have a group of 5 people that are interested in law enforcement as a career after their tenure at high school. We're just kind of going over some of the things we do with the city and the relationship we have with them and what our actions are to help out the city and to work with the city.
Do you consider Bonita Springs a safe city?
Yes, the city is Bonita Springs is extremely safe. The city has took it upon himself to get a relationship with the sheriff's office and build that up and get the extra coverage down here that they need to keep this community safe. In my opinion, down here, Bonita Springs is one of the safest places in Lee County.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So what have you learned today in law enforcement?
We're getting an inside look of the everyday kind of routine and equipment that the sheriff and police department uses, as well as the SWAT. And it's very eye-opening. I didn't know that much hard work and effort went into it, so I'm very grateful for them.
So why are you so interested in law enforcement?
Because without them, I wouldn't feel as safe as I do, and I have a lot of respect for them, because I did see today that, that they do care, and without them, it wouldn't be as easy to walk down the street, and on holidays especially, people feel, more liberated, so I learned past experiences of what happened and that they do prevent them, so we can have more safety and freedom as a young teenager. So,
Well, Hannah, thank you very much for your time.
thank you.
A structure fire, or a hazardous materials calls, or anything like that, or a significant car accident, a fuel spill. Those are.
Now we're here with Aubrey. So Aubrey, what have you learned at the fire station today?
I've learned about how the firefighters are able to protect the citizens and the property of Bonita Springs and how they're able to, enforce all their rules and regulations. What made you decide to shadow the fire department today? I just thought it was really interesting because I never really knew exactly what they do. I just thought they put out fires, but I'm learning a lot more than that now. Well, thank you, Aubrey.
Come up here and put the fire out. This is Lieutenant Clemens. He's our training officer. He's our safety officer.
got Battalion Chief Eric Man up there, looks like firefighter. Putting their air pack on because everything we do nowadays has synthetics in it. Well, this one now, because you put it out. Normal cars will have all the interiors made of fiberglass. We're taking a traction right now in front. But what we would do if we try to contain the fire in the apartment, it's in the apartment, fire out there, we try to keep it inside. So a lot of times it's not already had the fire. Now you got one guy that's running the pump on top. To run that pump very carefully. Basically, have the license to drive it in the hole. Not so much of the power plant, but to start it out, start it from basically that. You can see how they're doing it, they get right up in there. Look at the right now. Our cars are deep.
Now we're here with Chief Daigle, so tell me a little bit about why this is beneficial to Estero High School.
Well, I think this is beneficial to Estero High School because many times what gets overlooked is the actual government process that goes into creating a fire department or any other governmental entity. And I think it's an important exercise to learn a little bit more about what goes into making a community.
So tell us a little bit about this structure here.
Okay, what this structure is, we call it the burn can. It's our live fire training facility. This is where we actually start real fires and actually bring this building up to live fire heat scenarios where we can put firefighters in scenarios that are actually like the real deal, more or less. We have the training building behind us, but this is just, we work on our techniques. In there we work on doing the techniques in the actual fire conditions.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
You are the future of this community. You are the folks who are going to make these decisions on your own. It's about balance. It's about understanding what the issues are from a voter's perspective. You represent the people. But ultimately, as I pointed out in District 1, we have 8 different neighborhoods. They all have different issues. Some of them have differences of opinion. So eventually, as the mayor will point out, I'm sure, as she's running this meeting, there has to be a middle ground a lot of times. You have to find that balance that says we're going to try to make all parties happy, all things work. Doesn't always work.
I'm sorry.
Reality sets in.
I call the meeting to order.
Antonio, we may need speakers.
Sure.
All good?
All right, we got it. It's on. There you go. All right, and then you say, would you all please rise for the pledge of allegiance?
Will you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
You all part with mine.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Vega.
Here.
Councilmember Leo.
Here.
Councilmember Patrick.
Here.
Mayor Ramirez.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Jordan.
Here.
Councilmember Estero.
Here. Good morning,
morning, everyone. Can we have the public?
Make them say it back.
Good morning.
Morning. There you go.
Can we have the public comment on agenda items?
Anyone wishing to speak at this time, please come forward.
Anyone wishing to speak at this time, you can come forward.
No, that's backwards.
They're on there.
All right. Okay. Say seeing none. Seeing none.
Seeing none.
What?
Oh, there's one comment.
I'm sorry, I just got the agenda. Yes.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council. For the record, my name is Kathy McGrath, and as you've heard so many times me speak about the DRGR, I'd like to offer these comments this morning to y'all. As I stated before, I'm very much in favor of planned development out there. Low density, proper infrastructure. It will not infringe on anyone living there, and I'd like to remind you all, as I've said before, the federal flood insurance program has already shown that there is no flooding. There are no areas of repetitive losses east of I-75. They're all west, including Quinn Street and Bonita Beach Road, which was from sheet flow. The areas in downtown Bonita with the names of states like Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and all, that was due to rainfall. Further west, Imperial Shores, Tarpon, and of course Hickory Island, and that storm surge. So there is no flooding that federal insurance has documented east of I-75. And I think it's very, very necessary to have proper development because Logan Boulevard is going to come up from Collier County. The roads are going to have to be improved whether there's development there or not. This way, if you have proper development, the developers have to help pay for the improvement of the roads. So I hope you will all take this under consideration, and thank you very much for your attention.
Hi, I'm Sarah Bistro, and I'm here to talk about the drones. And I just want to say that I'm an inspiring filmmaker, and that I think that the regulations we need to keep in mind with filmmakers, and that if we put on regulations that will restrict us from, putting on our abilities to make our films. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Gary McPitchpenny, and I would like to discuss the responsibility for the library. And I think that's a terrible idea because I pay my money, I pay my tax money, and I think it's just a waste of taxpayers' money. Honestly, that's my point.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Amanda Patterson from the Chamber of Commerce. And I am also Savannah Faulkner from the Chamber of Commerce. And I would like to speak on the DRGR. If we are to go ahead with this, we would like to come up with a plan for the DRGR before we develop and make any decisions. And then also to comment on the drones. If it is for, if it's for, we have to look into it for private use. If people are flying their drones in inappropriate manners, if that occurs, we need to look into it further. However, as it is right now, just flying the drones in parks is okay.
And as for Old 41 development from Rosemary to Old Bonita Beach Road, this development and making these the beautification of this area would pretty much overnight make businesses a lot more better. It would beautify our city and would be very good for the economy. And for the rezoning of the eastern portion of Bonita Springs, no, wrong one. For the high school that would be in Bonita Springs, I think this is a very good idea for us to have a high school here. It would give an opportunity to give new opportunities to students. We could have some new academies in there that aren't offered in this area. And Bonita Springs has been around since 1989. I think it's about time that we had our own high school to start benefiting our community.
Thank you very much. Any more comments at this time?
Nope.
Mayor and Council, thank you. My name is Noah Change. And I don't like any of these things you got on the agenda here. I don't want no new library, but anything with more books. I don't want any downtown redevelopment that brings more people in there. We don't need that. The DRGR, I disagree with that person that's up here earlier because we got a lot of water out there that needs to be protected. And drones, I think you got pedophiles out there with drones, and I don't want them taking pictures of my kids with the drone things. And then, what was that other one? What's that other one?
High school.
Thank you very much. The high school. You got enough schools. Yeah, really? More schools? Okay, thanks so much.
Officer, remove this man, please.
Noah Change.
Anyone else? Okay, now the next item. Presentations and proclamations.
And you have a proclamation. You're going to read that? Yeah, and you can read the title block first.
Oh, a proclamation of congratulations to the League of Women Voters on its 65th anniversary. Whereas in 1949, when the League of Women Voters of Lee County was established, there was only 8 local leagues in the state of Florida. And whereas 20 women in Lee County who were interested in government in their community formed the League of Women Voters. And whereas by December 4th, 1949, when the League was fully accepted, there were 69 members. And whereas their first program was a study of the juvenile court and probation system. And whereas Jean Hill, a League member, served as the first woman juror on January 11, 1950. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Lee County is involved in many issues, including voter registration, election guides, candidate forums, legislative, natural resources, sustainability, education, health, local government, and school issues. And whereas the League, in collaboration with other Lee County organizations, successfully implemented the Conservation 2020 program, which requires land for conservation of wetlands and other endangered natural resources. And whereas the League developed and implemented the county-wide Early Learning and Literacy Project and advocated and received the Lee County Juvenile Justice Assessment Center. And whereas League members represent or represented various boards, committees, and agencies, including the Lee County Human Services Council, Regional Advisory Committee on Trauma Services, the Governor's Committee for a Sustainable Florida, the Lee County Homeless Coalition Board, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Environmental Impact Study. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Lee County is celebrating the 65th anniversary. Therefore, I, Mariah Ramirez, Mayor, on behalf of the City Council of Bonita Springs, Florida, do hereby offer congratulations and thanks to the League on their 65th anniversary. Are there any public comments on the agenda items?
Seeing none?
Seeing none,
Mayor and Councilor.
Mayor and council member items in report. First item, overview of the city budget. City Attorney, please read the green sheet.
Well, actually, this is an overview of the city budget. It's under the city manager. Ask the city manager's office. Ask the city manager to introduce it.
City Manager Brianna Vizier, please introduce the item.
Okay. We're going to hear from our financial manager, Olivia Payne.
Hi, I'm Olivia Payne. I'm the Chief Financial Officer. Revenue by source. The two largest revenue sources are impact fees at 25.8% and ad valorem tax at 22.2%. Taxable value citywide. The 2015 value is $7.6 billion. There was an increase of 8% over the prior year, and the 2015 property values have returned to the 2006 levels. Taxable property.
Ask for the speaker. Speak into the microphone, please.
Please speak into the microphone.
How are we projecting revenues for the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, they will be going up.
Any other questions?
What's going to happen to our tax base?
Again, we will see a consistent growth in our tax base.
Will we be able to provide more service to our tax increases? Without tax increases.
That remains to be seen, but we will attempt to do that with each passed budget.
Thank you.
Does any other council member have any questions or comments? The second item is the Bonita Springs Library. And can the city manager please introduce the item?
Today we are going to discuss assuming responsibility for the library, and this is important because this is going to bring our city together, and it's going to increase our opportunity to read, to get together, to provide more functions for not only our children in school, but also our adults as well.
Are there any staff recommendations? Are there any staff recommendations?
Answer me. You didn't hear her, did you? Go ahead, say it again.
That's a question.
Are there any staff recommendations?
We heard.
Alejandro Valerio, Community Development.
I'm Amanda Macy, also Community Development. We think that they should move the library back to across. We think that they should move the library back to over by across the Riverside Park on 41 because we feel that it would attract more people to downtown, and it is still close to the middle school, and as long as they put crosswalks that are safe enough. And then we think that they should also extend the hours of the library or open it up earlier. And yeah, we stopped by there today and we couldn't go in to look at the library. It wasn't open yet. Wasn't open yet. It opened at 9 on Friday, and it was 8:45.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Is there anything else?
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Why would you build a new building if everything's going to electronics?
No matter how many things become electronic, people are still going to need meeting space, regardless of how electronic anything gets. And if you open up a new building for a library, you can designate an area for, let's say, meetings where people can't meet in one house, such as communities and groups.
Thank you. Does the council have any other questions or comments?
Mayor?
Okay, Councilmember District 2 first.
Start with that. You know, for the library, you know, it's right by the middle school. That's what's good about it. But, like, you know, my big question is, have you ever thought of, like, adding more buildings? So, like, one of my things I'd like to add would be, like, coffee shop, you know, make it more of a social environment. You know, add some more Wi-Fi hotspots, for example. You know, maybe create more of that Barnes & Noble type experience. You know, like, that's probably how they've been so successful over the years. But, you know, have that, but with a library. What are your thoughts?
It's easier to add in a new building than an existing building. Both can be done, but it would be easier if we moved the building and then if we added to the new building, the new library.
I would also like to add to that, if we do move the library to a new location, would it be a multimedia space? Besides just having the meetings and everything.
Any other comments?
Any other comments? Yes, City Manager?
With assuming responsibility and taking the library into city control, right now the county controls the library, but if we take control over it, we will have the power to make those decisions, to add a coffee shop if we wanted to have the meeting spaces if we wanted to, and that would all be under our power if we assume the responsibility of the library.
Can the city assume the cost? Ask their staff that. Can the city afford to assume the cost, whatever the cost will come to suspension?
Can the city afford to assume the cost and whatever additional costs may come with future improvements and expansions? Staff?
We would try to get the taxes redirected to the city to pay for it.
Would it be best if city or staff found out more information about it before we move on?
It would be best for the city of Bonita Springs as a whole to take responsibility for a library system.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Hold on.
But we will come back with the answer.
Why is it that Sanibel and Fort Beach both have their own libraries, but we don't?
Audrey, I think the city attorney wants to answer that question.
Okay, I think the city attorney would like to answer that question.
For the record, I am Kendall Case, City Attorney for the City of Bonita Springs. Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach both have independent special library districts. We can do so, but it would be very difficult. We need the Florida legislator and Lee County to agree.
Thank you.
All right, say, see if council's okay with instructing staff to find out that information so that you can make a decision.
Is the city council okay with staff finding out more information about this?
Some specific things. Go ahead. Yeah, because we need to know specific things.
Mayor?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to have staff get more information.
I second that. I like them. I love seconding things.
You can third it.
You'll have more chances. We have a motion to a second.
And is there any further discussion?
And is there any further discussion?
So, roll call.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rio?
Aye.
Councilmember Maglio?
Aye.
Councilmember Fauci?
Yeah, aye.
Mayor Ramirez?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Jordan?
Aye.
Councilmember Estero?
Aye.
Okay, you may ask staff if they got all the instructions they need.
Staff, do you have the instructions you need?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Next item, the development of Old 41. City manager, will you please introduce the next item?
The next item is Old 41 redevelopment from Rosemary to Old Bonita Beach Road. And the questions today are, is preservation of the city, of this area, the responsibility of the government? Whether with the code enforcement and law enforcement focused on this area, should we spend the money that will only benefit a limited population?
Okay, we'll take one question at a time. The first one is preservation, the responsibility of government.
Do they mean historic preservation?
Do you mean historic preservation?
Mayor.
Yes.
Tourism is a big part of this community, so in order to continue bringing the tourists to the community, we would have to develop to make the ways and attractions for tourists to come. And we want to walkable and bike people downtown.
I'll second that. Go ahead.
Well, my opinion is that I think we should start on it because we're,
Economic engine needs to get started.
the economic engine needs to get started.
Other opinions?
And are there any other opinions? Okay.
These may be small shops on this road and in this section, but these little shops actually give a lot to our economy. Because it's located in the part of historic Bonita, a lot of people come to the shops just because they're there. Give them business, and the locals use them frequently. So they're an essential part of our community.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment on that. I understand that we want to make the economy to boom, but when we have events and everything, would there be more parkings? Because if we take up that space, then where the parking be? We have events at the Riverside Park.
Isn't it a shared partnership between the government and the private sector?
Isn't it a shared partnership between the private sector and the government?
So it's a shared responsibility.
So it's a shared responsibility?
Would council agree?
Would council agree to this?
Yes. I support it.
Yes? Yes. Okay, next question.
Okay, the next question is, should public funds be spent which will directly benefit only a limited population?
Council.
Council?
Mayor?
Oh, yes.
Well, it wouldn't benefit only a limited community. It would directly or immediately, it would benefit that small limited population. However, everyone else would know. Everyone else knows when there's a bad community somewhere. It would affect that community, it would affect the areas around it. It would expand upon it.
It's too general in nature, right?
The question is too general, isn't it?
Mayor?
Yes.
It doesn't just support the redevelopment, it supports the quality of life.
Are we talking about, when we're talking, is it one person, or 3, or 5?
Are we talking about a limited population, like as in 1 or 5 people or 2 people?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the entire community.
I'm there.
Yes.
I feel like, this can benefit, a limited amount of people, but I feel like this could bring more opportunities to open up a lot more small businesses, really soon that are coming. You know, like, just knowing that it's there, again, you know, like what's been said, that can really benefit everyone.
Should these things be done case by case?
Mayor?
Yes.
No, we have to have a broad vision of what is going to happen.
So you need to know the specifics before you can answer the question.
So you need to know the specifics before you can answer the question.
Okay.
Okay. Ask them why they're standing up there. What do you want?
What do you guys need?
Well, we had a point, but it's already been answered.
Oh, let's sit down.
All right.
Next question.
Okay, the next question is, how much of the budget should be utilized for this purpose?
Ask staff the question.
Okay.
What are they referring to? What purpose?
Staff, what are you referring to?
What purpose?
For what purpose would it be?
The project is budgeted for $16 million and it is fully funded.
Raise your hand so it's based
For the entire redevelopment? Yes?
The budget is also based upon the projects that we are planning. So however many projects we feel we need and the cost for that is the cost we will implement. And it's $16 million.
Well, I think that it would be a good thing because there would be a collateral benefit for it to the entire community. Council, what are your opinions?
I'm in favor of this redevelopment.
Good.
Good.
I'm also in favor.
You can say, what should staff bring back a specific budget amount?
Do you think that staff should bring in a specific budget amount? Proposal?
Why don't you just suggest that? Why don't we have staff bring back a suggested specific amount?
Okay, why don't we have staff bring back a specific amount for us? And then we can decide on it.
Is that okay?
Is that okay, Council?
I make that motion.
Is there a second?
I second it.
I'll third it.
Ask staff if they're okay with it.
Is staff okay with it?
Yep, we would be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Any further comments?
Any further comments or questions?
Mayor?
Yes?
I'd like to ask the Bonita Chamber representative a question, please. How will you encourage new business owners to come to this area to oppose to other places like Coconut Point or Promenade?
Well, in this area, if we redevelop it, it'll become the heart of Bonita Springs. People will want to come. If we have like live music, it'll be open later. People will choose to come to this area. It will be rejuvenated. There will be people who will love to come here just to, go out on a night on the town or whatever. We'll have the water right nearby. Promenade is a little farther out. It's not necessarily the heart. Coconut Point is in Estero. Bonita Springs is what we really want to focus on. If we do this redevelopment, it'll bring businesses here. They'll choose to come here. They'll be like, that's where I want to go. It's a brand new place. Well, it's going to be brand new if we choose to redevelop it. And so, yeah, they will love to come here.
Thank you very much.
And then you can mind the motion for staff to bring back a specific budget.
Okay, the motion is for staff to bring back a specific budget number. Any other comments?
Mayor, I have a question to ask the police community. Lieutenant. They're coming.
Look at all the police.
Look at all the
If we do the redevelopment to downtown, would you or will you add staff to your police or your force?
No, we will keep the same amount of people, but we'll conduct a traffic survey and monitor the area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for the police?
Do you have any other donuts? So bad.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Fair. Councilmember Fountain. Aye. Mayor Ramirez.
Aye.
Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Reyes.
Aye.
Okay, unless you know you got one more question.
Mayor?
Yes?
I just have a statement to my staff. Oh, thank you, staff, for finding the funds for the redevelopment.
And go to the next one. Do you have two more questions?
Okay, we have 2 more questions. Should the city let the area change on its own if it declines negatively impacts, if its decline negatively impacts the rest of the city?
So you think that's pretty simple answer?
That's a pretty simple answer, isn't it?
Mayor?
Yes?
You can't let some of the city prosper and some of the city to just die off.
So what you said, do we all agree that we shouldn't let the area decline?
So do we all agree that we shouldn't let the area decline? Yes.
Say head nods okay.
Our head nods okay?
Yeah, okay. Perfect. All right, just go to the next question.
Okay, the next question, what level of involvement, vacant buildings, deterioration, building maintenance and upkeep, transients, etc., should be the city's concern?
All of it. Oh, Mayor?
Yes?
All of it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Mayor?
Yes?
All levels of involvement, that's all about quality of life, pretty much. So it's our job as community to take care of it, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Ask if everyone, does everyone agree?
Does everyone agree?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
We'll move on to the next item, DRGR. And can the city manager please look at the next item, please?
Please give us the staff.
Please give us a staff recommendation.
Okay, the area known as the DRGR is questionably environmentally sensitive, and we are recommending limited planned development from the private sector, because then the private sector can help financially fix the potentially environmental problems that we would have.
Council, what's your pleasure?
Would you like to go to lunch?
Would you like to go to lunch?
Any questions? Okay, so now this is the time to go. There she has it.
I would like to agree with this. I think we should allow some sort of development, be it low key or very small, but we should allow some.
Mayor? Yes?
How will this affect the current landowners?
Yeah, we just let's talk. City attorney.
City attorney?
The city
can do rezoning or have the property owner go through the legal process. Even if city rezones, property owner has constitutional rights to ask for rezoning. If council does it one way, it does not mean it's perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I suggest that the staff bring back three specific proposals that we can take council's interested in.
Council, would you like to bring back a specific,
Three specific proposals
three specific proposals
so that we can weigh which one might be best.
so we can weigh which one might be best?
Mayor,
Yeah.
any proposals brought back have to make sure that any flooding or contamination to the drinking water don't negatively impact it.
Okay. Can I ask any other questions?
Are there any other questions?
It's not a question, but it's a comment. The city can place regulations saying that we want the area or the owner to make sure that it's environmentally friendly and safe, that it won't negatively impact anything. So we would have that control, that we still allow certain private sector development to occur.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Any other comments or questions?
Yep.
Yes, City Attorney?
You have to be careful so you don't get taken.
Thank you.
And what you can say is, why don't they bring a specific proposal that incorporates the rules?
Okay. Why don't you bring back a specific proposal that incorporates all the concerns?
Happy to do that.
Staff would be happy to do that.
Is council okay with that?
Is council okay with that?
Okay, ask for a motion.
Can I have a motion, please?
I make the motion.
Is there a second?
Are there any seconds?
I second that.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Any other comments or questions?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Buckman? Aye. Mayor Ramirez?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith? Aye. Councilmember Jordan?
Aye.
Councilmember Stella?
Aye.
Councilmember Vega? Aye. Councilmember Mateo?
Aye. I want you guys to know you just did something way better than we can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there.
Very nicely done.
Right there. So. Next. How much time do we have? Go ahead.
Okay, the next item is the Bonita Springs High School. City Manager, would you please introduce the next item?
Okay. We're going to talk about support for the creation of a Bonita Springs High School. The possibility of a high school would make the city of Bonita Springs a first-class city, and it would be somewhere for our community kids to go. And the school district does already own the land to put a high school in Bonita Springs. However, it is in the DRGR area.
Okay, thank you. And staff, how would it be the best way to express that support? Do you have any ideas?
We should have the council members talk individually with the school board members.
How about a resolution of support?
That would be helpful too.
Council, do you have any opinions?
Mayor, are there any alternative locations for the high school other than the DRGR area?
That's a question that the city manager can probably answer.
That's a question that the city manager probably answers. Yeah.
There are other areas that can be considered. There's an area where in west of 75 on Imperial, it's bigger than the plot of land that the school board already owns, 66 acres compared to 40. It's privately owned. Okay. Okay. However, there's also 100 acres that the Lee County School District owns up in Estero that could possibly be traded for the 66 acres just west of 75. and then we won't have our DRGR issues.
Mayor?
Yes.
Yes?
I'd like to address an issue with the current location because if you look at the roadways down where the high school is supposed to be built, it's very low quality right now. There's no sidewalks, roads are very bumpy, and so how could we address that?
A lot of these issues are going to be up to the school board, isn't it?
Mayor,
Yes?
I have a few statements. As from the city council from District 2, he was talking about the roads and how they're bumpy. Roads aren't funded by the school, roads are funded by the city. And so we would have to build upon the roads and make it bigger because right now it's not built for the school buses and cars and stuff to go by, and we need sidewalks for the kids that don't drive to school, or if they live closer by that they could ride their bikes or walk to school. And right now in the daylight savings, it's dark out, or it'll be dark outside some parts of the year, so we need to build streetlights to make sure that the kids are walking in a safe zone because it's in a vacant area, and that's our best fit.
You can just point out, isn't the question, do you want a public high school?
Okay, but isn't the question, do you want a public high school?
Yes, I do, but I don't want it in Estero.
So, so you want to leave it?
I think we'd like these other motions to be addressed. You know, with the sidewalks and the roads, you know, even the land, you know, especially that's in the DRGR, that there could be a risk of flooding, even though it's not that big, it's still a risk. You know, maybe we can look at the Imperial plot, because that could be a really good location because it's near Union Springs. A lot of people live near that area, so that could work really well.
Are you willing to risk that there aren't any high schools in Bonita? Yes?
I think we should have a high school in Bonita, although there might be a plot of land, as the city manager mentioned in Estero. I think we should have, there's already a high school technically, so we should have one in our community, in our area, or more locally. And in response to the flooding concerns, there hasn't been really any conclusive evidence either way that there is flooding, that there isn't a flooding concern. And you can also take, for example, as an example, FGCU. They're an environmentally friendly school. They had those concerns, if I remember correctly, in the very beginning also. That they manage that they have solar panels, they have regulations to make sure. And just like there are schools that have an emphasis in art or music, theater, and medicine or law, this school we can put an emphasis on environmentally friendly programs.
Mayor, have there been any discussions of like swapping the Estero land for the other land with the school district?
City manager?
Yes, that's what I just indicated.
So,
Mayor?
Yes?
I'd like to make myself clear. You know, I want a high school in Union Springs. It deserves it, but the location is just too questionable.
what if that's only the only
What if that's the only option?
We want all those concerns that we brought up here, you know, with the lights, the sidewalks, and the road conditions addressed with not just the city, but with the school board.
So could you do a resolution that includes those concerns?
So could you do a resolution that includes those concerns?
I think we can.
There.
Yes?
If FGCU can build a university on a DRGR, then I don't see a problem in us building a high school on a DRGR that could be economically friendly, environmentally friendly.
Thank you.
So would you ask for a motion or a resolution of support?
So should we ask for a resolution or a motion of support?
I motion.
Is there a second?
Second motion.
I second that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Any other discussion?
And you may want to just create, so this is a general motion of general support for high school.
This is a general motion for general support of the high school.
Is that correct?
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Roll call.
Roll call.
Mayor Ramirez.
Aye.
Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Councilmember Brody.
Aye.
Councilmember Estero.
Aye.
Councilmember Vega.
Aye.
Councilmember Diaz.
Aye.
Councilmember Zaki.
Aye.
We'll move on to the next item. This is the last item, the drones. Will the city attorney and director of Parks and Recreation please go ahead.
We're here to discuss drones and if the city should update its regulations. The regulations are on the next page of your green sheet. And they are very outdated. Parks and Rec will give an initial presentation.
Okay, Talent Growth, Parks and Recreation, we want to propose some requests that we have been getting on the regulations for drones in our parks. And we propose that we should regulate based on our environmentally safe rules in our parks. Do you have any specific questions?
Are there any examples
I have a question. Are there any ordinances that are in other cities that are successful?
Yes, there are other cities that regulate because of the environmentally safe regulations in their parks.
Okay, does council have any comments?
I would like to make a comment. Could the sheriff speak about the concerns of the criminal use of the drones? How would you enforce the outside of our park areas?
Would you use drones to enforce the drones?
Are you able to enforce people?
We have our own drones, but FAA have not put any restrictions on drone usage yet.
We are only talking about recreational drones at this time.
Are there any questions for the sheriff's department?
Mayor,
Yes?
would you guys deliver donuts on the drones?
Wow, please.
Wow.
I just registered a company, drone donut delivery.
We would want a concessionaire agreement.
We have a comment.
Thank you for all you do. We'll see you outside later.
All right, Sheriff. I have a question for law enforcement. How are you going to enforce that nobody's using the drones for any weird reasons like our good friend Mr. Noah Chance brought up? Like those creepy pedophiles?
We'll have to get with our own legal in regards to privacy issues.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Thank you.
No.
If you want me to amend the ordinance, I will work with staff to designate property where a time, place, manner, and restrictions can be enforceable.
It's a standard.
But we don't want to pass an ordinance that we can't enforce.
We all
Thank you. Is that okay with the council?
Is there a motion to instruct staff to create
Is there a motion for the staff to recreate the ordinance?
Yes.
Yes.
discuss the motion in a second?
I do second that.
There you go. Any other discussion?
Any other discussion?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Smith? Aye. Councilmember Jones? Aye. Councilmember Fowler?
Aye.
Councilmember Vega?
Aye.
Councilmember Barron?
Aye.
Councilmember Thompson?
Aye.
Mayor Ramirez?
Aye.
Okay, public comment.
Public comments?
Is there any public comment on any city items?
Are there any public comments on city items?
I'm Amanda Macy, Community Development, and we were at Riverside Park today on 41, and the Christmas tree was knocked down. And we feel that it's unsafe, that your tree should be more stable, because a lot of children go to that park and could have hurt someone else.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
I'm Rebecca Clark from Parks and Recreation, and we would like to point out that it was vandalism as the tree was anchored.
Thank you, Mrs. Clark. Anyone else?
Yes, for the record, I'm McGrath, and my comments are not necessarily about this wonderful city council meeting you've done. I want to speak to all you students, and I think I may. It is such an honor to see all of you doing this. You know, you are our future. I think we all get up to here with all the negative press, and it makes us feel good when we see true leaders come here. So if any of you decide to go into politics, remember, it's very demanding, and your life will be an open book. They will find every skeleton in any closet you have. But it's a very rewarding job, too. And you know, even if you came to a regular council meeting, it really was, it's kind of similar to what you saw today. It's not all stern, cut and dry. The mayor gives a lot of latitude, and there are a lot of differences of opinion, but everyone kind of treats each other with respect. So if that's your idea of what you want to do, do it. But I say, I don't have, excuse me, I don't have to say follow the leaders, because as I told a few of you, you are leaders. But if you have something in your gut that you really enjoy doing, that's what you should do, because remember, you're going to do it for the rest of your life. So I wish you all good luck. I grew up in a small town here in rural South New Jersey that graduated 50 students. And in my junior year, my family moved to Miami, Florida. And I was thrust into Miami Senior High that graduated 850. And it was quite a cultural shock, but I loved every minute of it. So go for it. I really appreciate you all. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
Okay. And say, is there a motion to adjourn?
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I motion.
Is there a second?
Is there a second?
I second.
Why not? Do another roll call.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Jones? Here. Aye. Councilmember Fowler?
Aye.
Councilmember Vega?
Aye. Councilmember Fish.
Aye.
Councilmember Costello. Aye. Mayor Ramirez. Aye. Councilmember Smith.
Aye.
Thank everyone, and say motion, meeting's adjourned.
Thank you, everyone, and the meeting is adjourned.
Volunteer today! Today I learned about how all the residents in Bonita get their water from Bonita Springs Utilities. And the facilities are quite complicated. Many different features that make everything run.
Today I was with law enforcement, and I learned, I think the biggest lesson I learned was that it takes a lot of dedication to be in law enforcement. And my respect for them has risen highly. I don't know how to say that. But I have complete and total respect for our officers out there. I learned about the different ranks that you can be in, and it's a field that I'm definitely going to be looking into more.
Great.
Hi guys. Today I was with the Special Events and Communication, and I learned about everything that goes behind the scenes of the Bonita Springs events, and that I learned speaking on camera is not as easy as it looks, and that, you know, it's a lot of awkward stares with the person next to you. And it was hard to get used to, but I hope you guys like me on TV. But yeah, it was, yeah, I learned a lot, and by the way, Laura Taylor is really awesome. Thank you. Today I learned that the mayor of Bonita Springs is not really the one that, you know, holds the stick. It's actually the city manager. So he acts as the chief executive, which I thought was really interesting because I didn't know that. So I also learned that it is a whole lot harder to hold your opinion in situations like a city council meeting. I had a lot of trouble with that. And I also learned the slogan of Bonita Springs, which is small town charm, big bright futures, which is great because we are a small town. But after seeing the plans for Bonita, I think that we're going to become a lot closer community, and we're going to have a big bright future.
Wonderful. What Brianna didn't learn was that the city manager works for the mayor.
And the city council.
Oh, and the city council, that's true.
I'm Kendall Case, and I was with the city attorney today, and I'm not familiar with Bonita Springs, but I learned a lot about the area. We went to a few parks, and it was really beautiful, and how deep into thought everyone has to go about everything that you put into the community, and it was beautiful. She taught me a lot. So.
Today I was with the fire department, and I learned how they're so responsible and ready for everything, not only for fire stuff, but they are prepared and ready for Ebola, for little kids, cats and trees and stuff. Yeah, that's it.
I learned today that it takes a whole community and a lot of partnership to pull off the events that she puts together for the city.
Okay, I was with Nicole Perino today, and she taught me that in Parks and Recreation, it really does take a lot of organization and communication skills to get all of the community together to decide on what we want to do with our parks, and that a lot of you may not know it, but our parks, a lot of our parks are extremely, extremely sensitive to the environment, and we try to make it like that as best as possible.
Today I was with Janice Martin, and I learned about all those steps that have made what she does to make a project happen and everything. And yeah.
What is the Chamber of Commerce, and I really like seeing all the research and hard work that goes into bettering Bonita Springs, and I really like learning about issues that you don't really know are affecting you and your community, especially about the new school and different things going into that, so I really enjoyed my time.
So today I was with the Bonita Fire and Rescue, and I learned about what it takes to make a fire department run and what it takes to meet the main objectives of the fire department, which are to save lives and protect the property of the citizens, and do it all within a timely manner of 4 to 6 minutes.
Today I was with the fire and rescue, and I learned that it takes more than just applying at the fire and rescue. It takes going to school and achieving the main objectives, like my friend said. And it's not all about just fire, putting out fires. It takes a lot of schooling and learning about EMS. Yeah.
Today I was with the finance director, and I learned that the taxes you pay are specifically allocated to certain areas of the community. Like, for instance, the taxes that you pay for gas are put towards repair and the construction of roads. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Today I was with Mr. Durant, and I learned how important IT is for keeping City Hall running well, and how important his role is in keeping everything running smoothly.
Hello, I was with law enforcement today, and I learned that, not society hasn't really been respecting law enforcement, but meeting them personally, they are very respected people, especially if we did not have them. Bonita, I learned that wasn't really a very good area a long time ago, but because of them today, it is a very safe place with a very low crime rate, and I respect them a lot.
Today I worked alongside Matt Feeney in Public Works, and I learned a lot actually about Bonita and as a whole, and a lot of the little things that go into making the city look so beautiful. Like on 41, all the little bushes and trees, everything has a price, and there's tons of them going in. And so I really enjoy working alongside him, and I love to see this city get to the future and seeing how beautiful it will become. Good man.
Hi, I'm Danny. Today I had the opportunity to be with Dr. McIntosh, and we drove around District 1, and like he said, one person can make such a big difference, and I love being able to see how much he cares about the people in this town, and I respect him a lot. It was a great experience. Thank you for everything.
Today I hung out with the head of Bonita Springs Utilities. We drove around, looked at the plants, learned a little about like reuse of water from sewage. And I thought that's kind of interesting. Thank you.
Today I was with Fire and Rescue, and I found out that they have to respond to any emergency at any time of day, and they protect the lives and property of everyone in Bonita Springs, and I also got to see them put out a fire.
All right.
My name is actually Amanda Macy.
Today
Today I was with community development. No, it's spelled Macy. It's Italian. Today I was with community development, and I learned that the city of Bonita is actually a lot more complex than I would think, and actually living in Bonita when I used to, it was really nice to be able to know that's what put in all the hard work that's put into Bonita Springs, and especially learning things about that, like they're going to expand 41 and probably move the library, and it was just interesting to know that because I didn't know things like that were going to happen. So, and participating in a city council meeting is a lot harder than it seemed.
Good, thank you.
I'm Alex McLeod. I was with Councilwoman Martin today, and first off, sitting up there, a lot tougher than it looks. Because you're thinking one thing, and then once it's your turn, you lose your thought. And it actually kind of gave me a little more respect for politicians in general, because
wow.
Well, because they have a lot of decisions to make in such little time. And I also learned that one person can make a difference.
True.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine Pachi. I was also with Councilwoman Janet Martin today, and I learned that it takes a lot more to build a community up, and I love that Bonita is becoming more family oriented, with the dog park opening up and the garden that opened next to the YMCA. And it's just really reassuring knowing that you could end up walking down a sidewalk and just going out and enjoying the beautiful scenery.
Good morning, my name is Amanda Patterson, and today I shadowed Miss Christine Ross at the Bonita Springs Chamber of Commerce. And one thing that we talked about a lot was how much the chambers have to deal with the businesses and advocating our area for businesses to come in and make their home our city. And that's really awesome to see how we're able to bring new businesses in and tell them to have their home base here and then go out from there. Thank you.
Today I was with Lisa Pace, and I learned how important it is to keep track of all the money that goes in and out of Bonita, and I really enjoyed all my time with her. Thank you.
I had the opportunity to be with the mayor, Ben Nelson, and I learned a lot of things from him. Like, he had to balance a lot of stuff, like being mayor and running his own construction work and having a lot of stalkers and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, he has to deal with a lot of stuff, and he mentioned how he has to balance everything and have very good time management. And I would like to thank everyone from the City Council of Bonita Springs and Mayor Ben Nelson for giving us this opportunity today. Thank you.
Hi, I was with Parks and Recreation today, and I learned that there's over 20 parks in Bonita Springs, and it's just so cool to see our community developing and for there to be safe areas where you can just have fun with your family.
Thank you.
Hello. Today I shadowed the city clerk, and I learned about the city itself and the process it went behind the projects that made the city, and I learned what the preparations were for the council meeting.
Hello, I shadowed Dr. McIntosh, and I learned that he has to deal with some crazy people.
That's not my words.
But I had fun, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, so today I had the opportunity to shadow Matt Feeney. He's the Director of Public Works here in Bonita Springs, and I learned about the beautification processes that Bonita is currently undergoing and how we're trying to improve our parks and rec and make it a better place overall.
Thank you.
My name is Lacey Teal, and I was with our law enforcement today, which was awesome. And I learned a lot from them, mostly that they don't get as much respect, like they said, whether it's, from the media or, various donut stereotypes. But they're wonderful individuals, and I gained so much more respect from them and know what goes in. You have to be there for the people who maybe don't respect you, but it's their job, and that's what they do, and they carry it out in any way that they possibly can. And it was awesome, and I really enjoyed it.
Today I was with law enforcement, and I learned the roles of law enforcement in the community and how it helps a lot of people, and just to meet the people that serve and protect the community. It was I'm just thankful and respect them.
So today I was with community development, and I learned no matter what your opinion is on a matter, you'll never know whether the outcome was positive or negative until years in the future.
Today I was with Councilman McIntosh. I learned that representing a community is more than just being elected by them. It means being in touch with the community, knowing what their concerns are, and helping them solve them.
Thank you.
Hi, today I was with Fire and Rescue, and I learned that being a firefighter doesn't mean that you just, use a hose and put out fires, that there's EMS people, there's administrative stuff, there's preventing fires, different code enforcements and things like that I never even knew. And something interesting I learned was that pretty much every 911 call that you make, a firefighter will most likely be the first person that you'll see after that, because they try to get to you in 4 to 6 minutes. That's their goal. So.
I'm Emmanuel, and I was with law enforcement. And we spent a couple hours with them, and you gain a lot of respect, and you just know a lot more about them when you actually get to know them and meet them. And was I say something else about that?
Timer's on.
I don't know. They're just all around great people, and they politicians, they put their reputations and their privacy at stake, and they put their lives at stake.
That's good. This is our 6th annual Government Day for Estero High School. Mr. White has made this work every time, so thank you, Mr. White.
Okay.
You can bring him over here for a picture.
Big thanks to Dr. McIntosh. All of the city council members, all of the city staff, police and fire, thank you very much. I don't get a chance to sit back and watch these kids interact in this setting very much, so I enjoy every second of it from the back. Just seeing kids who are usually not very outgoing become outgoing in these meetings, it's really cool. I do appreciate everyone coming, and you guys did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy today? Yes. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Government Day. I'm Sarah. I'm Emily. See you next time.
Volunteer today!
Good job, guys. Thank you. Be careful.
It'll be fine.